Hey, good morning, gentlemen. So this weekend we have a 3-day weekend, and the reason sometimes we get excited about a 3-day weekend, but then we forget about why that is. In this case, we have a celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King, and um, I think a lot of people there's a tradition to instead of thinking of it as a day off, thinking of it as a day on, where you are trying to go out and kind of live that legacy that Dr. King left behind. And I don't know how many people know this story, but the night before he was killed, he was in Memphis for a reason. He was in Memphis because he um, was helping the sanitation workers who were on strike, the garbage men, the garbage workers, and they were getting treated pretty poorly in Memphis. So he went down there to help them out, and he gave this big speech at a church, um, and it is considered one of the top 100 speeches of all time, and it is extremely beautiful in both its writing and its delivery, but also in its prophecy. Um, he obviously did not know he was going to die the next day, but the ending it does give a little bit of, I think, some pause when you read it and you know what happened the next day. So it's a 43-minute speech. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you right now, but I'll tell you, I've listened to it a number of times. I think it's worth reading. And the three highlights, I just want to highlight three things. If you do take the time to listen to it, maybe with your family this weekend or read it, and I'll put the link in here. The first is just the beginning is really beautiful. He talks about when he would want to be living in the world, and he kind of takes this like journey through with words through time. He talks about ancient Greece, and he's like, "Yeah, that'd be great. The Roman Empire, that'd be great. The Renaissance, that'd be amazing." Um, uh, Talking about Martin Luther, Abraham Lincoln, um, and he goes through and he says, now, like right now, that is where uh, this is when I want to live. I want to live right now because this is the time that needs the most help. This is where we have the most promise, and it's a really beautiful beginning. That's the first thing that really has stood out to me in this speech. The second thing that has really stood out to me in this speech is this story about he was stabbed when he was doing a book signing once, and he tells the story about it, and it's a pretty he's kind of funny when he tells it too, which is great. He was a pretty funny guy. A lot of people don't uh, remember that about him, but he was. Um, and he talks about this letter he got from this little um, girl after he was stabbed, and I mean, he was very, very close to death, to the point where um, if he would have sneezed, he would have died. That's how close the blade came to one of his major arteries. And this girl wrote him a letter when she heard about it, and he talks about this one line that she wrote to him that stuck with him for a long time. Here's the story right here. Um, and there's the girl. She was actually a ninth grade student. So I really this is a beautiful part, and basically she says, I'm simply writing to say I'm glad you didn't sneeze." And um, and then he goes through and he just says, "If I had sneezed, I would have missed this. If I would have sneezed, I would have missed this. If I would have sneezed, I would have missed this." And it's just a beautiful thing about the beauty of being alive, even in difficult moments. And that's the second piece that I love about the speech. And then the last, this is where you can get kind of chills when you read it. Um, People were giving him threats saying they wanted to kill him because he was causing too much trouble. Um, and he has this paragraph here, which just is so close, I think, to the first principle of foundation. He says, like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, but I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And he has allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I looked it over, and I've seen the promised land. I might not get there with you, but I want you to know that tonight, we as a people will get to the promised land. And he's talking to everybody, I think, there. And he ends the speech there. And really beautiful. And of course, he was tragically killed the next day, but he wasn't really in a way because I know I'm still reading the speech. So his words live on, and I think as we go into this 3-day weekend, enjoy the weekend, rest up, but maybe consider taking Monday as maybe a day on, doing something that would continue that legacy. And if nothing else, maybe just listen to that speech with your family. And that's it.